Once upon a time, in a prosperous village near a dense forest, the people lived peacefully. At the heart of their village stood a beautiful temple where they gathered daily to pray. The temple had a large bell at its entrance, which rang during prayer, filling the village with a sense of devotion and harmony. One night, a thief sneaked into the temple and stole the bell, hoping to sell it for money. As he ran through the dark forest, the bell rang loudly with every step echoing through the trees. A tiger, roaming nearby, heard the sound and followed the noise out of curiosity. Exhausted, the thief stopped under a tree to rest, unaware that the tiger was near. In an instant, the tiger pounced and killed him. The bell slipped from his hands and fell to the ground, unnoticed. The next morning, a group of monkeys discovered the bell lying on the forest floor. Fascinated by its sound, they began playing with it, ringing it joyfully every night. Back in the village, the people were puzzled. They could hear the bell ringing every night, but the temple bell was missing. They feared something supernatural, perhaps a ghost haunting the forest. As days passed, the fear grew stronger. As villagers continued hearing the bell, anxiety spread. No one knew what was causing the sound, and in the absence of knowledge, fear took over. Determined to uncover the mystery, a brave young man volunteered to go into the forest. He walked cautiously, but when he saw the skeletal remains of the thief, he panicked. He ran back to the village and declared, "A ghost is haunting the forest. It rings the bell at night and kills anyone who enters." His words spread like wildfire. Villagers believed it instantly. Out of fear, many started abandoning their homes, searching for safety elsewhere. When the king of the land learned that villagers were fleeing due to fear of a ghost, he made a public announcement. Whoever can drive away this ghost will be rewarded generously. Among those who heard the king's proclamation was an elderly woman from the village. She was poor, with no source of income, and thought, "If I can solve this mystery, I will be able to live comfortably in my old age." At first, she felt afraid, like the others. But unlike the villagers, she paused and thought, "There must be a logical reason behind this sound. I will find out the truth." That night, she gathered her courage and walked into the forest alone. Hiding behind a tree, she observed in silence. Soon, she saw a group of monkeys joyfully playing with the bell. Realizing the truth, she returned to the village with a clever plan. The next day, the old woman went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, I can remove the ghost, but I need money for a special ritual." The king, desperate to restore order, agreed immediately and provided her with money. With that money, the woman bought peanuts, grains, and fruits. She carefully placed all the food under a large tree in the forest and hid nearby. Soon, the monkeys arrived. Seeing the food, they got excited and rushed to eat it, leaving the bell behind. As the monkeys enjoyed their feast, the old woman quietly picked up the bell and walked away. She went straight to the king's palace, presented him with the bell, and said, "Your Majesty, the ghost has left the forest forever." The king recognized the bell immediately. It was the same one that had been stolen from a temple. Impressed by the old woman's wisdom and courage, he rewarded her generously. From that day on, the mysterious bell sound was never heard again, and the village returned to its peaceful life. If we look deeper into this story, we can see three profound Buddhist teachings about life. Do not blindly believe in rumors the villagers believed in the ghost without verifying the truth. Because of this, fear controlled them and led many to abandon their homes. In real life, we often accept things as truth without questioning them. The lesson? Before believing anything, we must investigate, think critically, and seek the truth. Every problem can be solved with intelligence. While the villagers panicked, the old woman thought rationally. Instead of running away in fear, she used logic, patience, and observation to uncover the truth. In life, when problems arise, if we panic, they seem bigger than they are. But if we think with a calm mind, we can always find a way to solve them. Fear is often imaginary. The villagers feared a ghost that never existed. Their fear was not based on reality, but on their own imagination. Similarly, in life, we often fear things that are not real. The lesson? When we face our fears directly, we often realize they were never as big as we imagined. The story of the village and the bell teaches us that life is filled with challenges, rumors, and fears. However, instead of running away from difficulties, we should think rationally and seek the truth. Use intelligence and patience to solve problems. Face our fears instead of letting them control us. A peaceful life is not about avoiding difficulties, but about overcoming them with wisdom and strength. What did you learn from this story? Have you ever faced a fear that turned out to be imaginary?